You're Generals, buddy. You're from New Jersey and all the other states. Talking the Brooklyn Nets this morning. Currently sitting uncomfortably in 10th place in the East, not where anyone but Nick thought they'd be at this point. So when exactly did everything go sideways for this Nets team? Kevin Durant knows exactly when. Take a listen.
Our season was derailed by my injury. So, I'm not looking at it as we're just not a good basketball team. Just wasn't a lot of continuity with me and Kyrie out the lineup. That's just what it is. When we all on the floor together, I like what we got.
What exactly is KD saying there? Nets lost 11 in a row after Durant went down in mid-January, finished 5-16 during that stretch. Nick, what was your reaction to KD's comments?
Oh, it's very simple, Wilds. You know what I always say. Marriages and basketball seasons never good when you start talking about them in the past tense. Our season was derailed. Oh, well, that ain't great. We had a great marriage. You had a great marriage? What's happening? So listen, I find it very odd because, Brew, you and Antoine Walker have more faith in the Brooklyn Nets than Kevin Durant does. So listen, I've been called a Kevin Durant critic at times. But I'm going to go ahead and say KD is right, that their season is over. And he knows it. He told us a few weeks ago. Remember the other press conference where he's like, hey, it's not all about this year. We have a long-term vision here. He knows it. You know why he knows it? Because he's in those huddles when Steve Nash is looking around like, I don't know, guys. He's in those players-only meetings when Kyrie is musing on the happenings of the world, and KD's like, dude, we're here for help side defense, pal. And he's on the court when Trae Young gets the ball, does a full-on shimmy, and no one runs out to him. And Kevin Durant's like, God, dog it. Like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this. I'll run after him. So he knows it. I know it. At this point, I think Ian Eagle and our friend Sarah Kustok know it, but they, of course, can't say so. Brew, do you know it yet, that they're done? Because he knows they're done.
All right. Nick, look, you've got many strengths. Your hair looks great now that you've let it grow out.
Oh,
Every now and again, you say something funny. You got a great family, all that. But one of your strengths is not reading between the lines. Because I don't know where in the world you get that Kevin Durant has conceded. Where did he say that? All right? He was asked a question about the season. So he said it was derailed when he got hurt. You really believe, in that quote, this is the part you kind of ignored. He said, I like what we have when we're all on the court together. Yeah. Guess what? Come playoff time, they're all going to be on the court together. Nobody's counting Ben Simmons. He's not even a net right now. All right, next year we'll see what Ben Simmons can do. They'll all be on the court together. You really believe? You know how Kevin Durant thinks, you would agree with me, thinks he's the best player in the world, thinks Giannis is really good, but probably a tad bit overrated. He thinks Kyrie Irving is otherworldly, right? He's amazed by Kyrie's
He might be
skill
coming
set.
around there.
And you mean to think he doesn't think the Nets have a shot? Now, I've yet to say they're winning the East. I don't think I will say they're winning the East. All I'm saying is they're more dangerous than you are saying. So let me just say that. But let me get to his quote, what he meant. Yeah. Kevin Durant was being nice. Kevin Durant was protecting his friend Kyrie Irving. Because we all know that what derailed the Nets season was Kyrie Irving not getting vaccinated. That's it. If Kyrie Irving gets vaccinated, James Harden is still there. And even when Durant went down, the Nets would have been able to maintain their first or second seed ranking, which is where they were when Durant went down, because they were 16-3 last year with Kyrie and James Harden playing. And so if Kyrie had gotten vaccinated, you still got a big three. Ben Simmons isn't there. Philly isn't a threat at all. you've got Harden, Kyrie, and KD healthy for the playoffs, and you are a real championship contender. All right, so that's what did it. Simple as that. And KD, obviously, Wildes doesn't want to come out and bury his friend, so he took the hit himself.
I get it. So you think that he's actually optimistic, or do you think that it's weird that KD played 51 games and they're in 10th place? Jimmy Butler played 55 games. Miami's in first place. And we don't see Jimmy Butler up there saying, you know what? It's when I got hurt. That really threw a wrench in the system. And you don't hear that because Miami has a better coach. They play better defense. They have a better overall roster. And I think we all know that. So, Broussard, do you think that because KD is sort of the first option, when all is in doubt, like KD will solve it, that he's also saying, like, you know what, or admitting, I should say, hey, you know what, this is really on me. And if I go down, the kind of ship goes down with me.
No, I don't think that. I think he's being honest. We got to keep context in this, right? They're the 10th seed. So it has been an incredibly disappointing season. So when he says our season was derailed, it means this is why we're the freaking 10th seed. This is why we're going to be in the play-in when we're arguably the best team in the conference. I think that's all it means. Now, do I think he is overjoyed at their situation and going into the playoffs like he does, has in the past, thinking everything's going great? No. Because obviously they got to fight through a one-and-done play-in, Nick, which is going to be tough, all right? And the team hasn't been playing well of late. When Kyrie's been back, whether it was before he was full-time and now that he's full-time, they're not playing well. Durant knows this. He's smart. They don't have a playmaker. That's why Nick, I still thought they could win it with just Harden and KD, because Harden is a great playmaker when he wants to be. And he would defer to Kevin Durant. And if you put Kyrie and Durant on the floor, Harden was deferring to both of them and just running the show. It was a great threesome when they were together. We rarely saw them. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think KD thinks they have no shot, Nick, but I think he's sober-minded about it. And when he talks about how bad things are, I think he's talking about the 10th seed, not that we have no chance.
Yeah, I disagree. And while I appreciate you pointing out my strengths, you left out one, which is my longtime dedication to ferroequinology, which is the study of trains. And so I actually know what derailed means. And derailed is not like, we are on the side of the road. Derailed is like, no, it's a disaster. Derailed, like there's not a derail. Guys, train was derailed. It'll be a 15-minute delay. Its train was derailed, and now you're hiking through the tunnel looking for an escape hatch. So that, again, I'm just someone that's listening to people's words. He used the past tense, then he said derailed. It's not, listen, our season has been a lot of ups and downs, but was not that. Our season was derailed. Those were the words. So, Wildes, I have a question for you. Do you think in their quietest moments there's ever a little wistful longing by Steph Curry and by Kevin Durant for that partnership? Because since that partnership, Steph missed the playoffs, then missed the playoffs again, and then we'll see what happens this year. Since that partnership, KD missed a season. Obviously, that would have happened if he was on the team or not. Lost in round 2, and now he's, using Pelham 123 analogies to talk about their season. Not great. So do you think there's ever, it's like, damn, should have enjoyed it while we had it? Like, do you think so? Because I think for both those guys.
100%.
Like, yeah.
100%. We're going to be watching a special in 20 years, and KD's going to be like, you know what? I never should have left. And Steph's going to be like, I know. KD, you shouldn't have. And you know what? I appreciate you admitting that, and now we'll finally retire your jersey. We were waiting on that before we actually put up the jersey in the rafters like you requested. We wanted to say that you never should have left and left a dynasty to go start a team that